Fight!
Du kan inte boxning, idiotjävel.
Är det okej? Lördag!
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ringcorner. My name is Paul Nilsson, and to my left I have Senan Vartanyan, and to my right I have Sasha Petrov Lindgren.
The one and only.
The one and only Sasha or Senan? All right. And our guest today, Nabbe Malki. Welcome.
Thank you, Paul.
Really nice to have you here. We've been getting a lot of questions from new English viewers who doesn't recognize us and want to know our credentials. What we're doing. So I thought I'd make a quick go through who we are. To my left, Senan Vartanyan, professional boxer. You have about 110 fights.
Yeah, 93 amateur, 17 pro.
Yes, and you also fought for the national team here in Sweden, and
Yes.
You nowadays work as a commentator also on TV.
Yeah, on Viaplay. Tune in, watch me talk.
Yes, and to my right I have Sasha Lindgren. You also have about 110 amateur fights.
110 amateurs.
Yes, and you're
one of the most exciting fighters ever from Sweden.
And one of
Yes.
the most ugliest too.
and you're a trainer these days. You were the head trainer of Badou's early career, his first 5 fights.
Yes, I was.
And you're a trainer now at All-Star Gym, maybe the best MMA gym in Europe, I would say.
Yeah, it is. Not probably, it is.
I would say in the world.
Yeah, why not? Anyways, you have some good, solid fighters over there. My name is Paul Nilsson. I work been working about a decade as a Eurosport commentator here in Sweden. I have about 55 amateur fights, but my amateur career is quite modest, to be honest. Yeah, that's who we are. And our guest, Nabbe Malki, promising young MMA fighter. And you've been looking really good so far, seeing you knocking people out left and right.
Yeah, thank you. Feeling great. I'm training with this man, so
You have 4 fights.
nothing can go wrong when you train with him.
You have
And,
4 fights.
I'm training every day. No,
You have 4 fights.
4 fights. I go for my 5th now on Saturday. So
Wow.
Oh yeah, you have a fight this Saturday.
Why do they call you the Green Machine?
it's you calling me the Green Machine. I have never heard that before.
Well, why
You are,
not?
you are like a green machine.
Why green?
I like that name. I don't know. You look
Because it
green.
rhymes with machine. You can't say black machine or red
Look,
machine.
doesn't it sound Nabbe, Green Machine Malki?
Sounds great, actually.
Yeah, it does. There was a professional boxer. What's his name? Green, who did the sparring with James Toney. What's his name? He's Green. What was his first name?
The guy who lost to Roy Jones?
Yeah, I think so. The Green Machine, he was called. Oh, he's super middleweight, really good fighter, Australian fighter.
Yeah, Australian. He lost to Roy Jones.
I just can't remember his name now.
Me neither.
All
I
right.
know his name was Green.
Yeah,
Who gives a fuck? Look.
we taking a lot of punishment.
Nabbe, when he becomes world champion, they're going to ask, why do you have that name? Green Machine. Then he can say, I was at Ringcorner and I got it from there.
Sounds nice.
Yeah,
And you fight like the Hulk. No,
Yeah, exactly. I think that it's from there you get that name, right?
Yes. You're
Yeah.
like the Hulk, man.
he just forgot about it. Yeah, the 3 of us have a terrible memory because we've taken a lot of punches to the head.
Everybody except me, punk ass.
All right. Yeah. However, so who's this guy you fighting this weekend?
This weekend I'm going to fight a wrestler.
What's his name?
I think that his name is Martin Henriksson from Umeå, from the north in Sweden. I don't know much. I don't know much about him, but I know that he's a wrestler.
How many fights does he have?
I don't know.
Are you nervous?
No, not yet. But for sure, I'm going to be a little bit nervous before the fight.
It's good to be nervous.
Yeah.
Nabbe, when are you aiming to be pro? To go pro?
My goal.
Listen, I'm talking. You know why it's good to be nervous? Because then you're more concentrated.
Yeah,
you understand?
Exactly.
If you take it lightly, then you're not going to be concentrated enough. You understand?
That's when people get knocked out.
Yeah.
When they go into the ring arrogant.
Yes.
Overconfident.
You know, my first fight, my absolutely first fight, the first time I stepped into the cage, I was like, I couldn't think, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't do nothing. My second fight, it was almost the same thing. My third fight, it was like a little bit better, and my fourth fight was like a little bit better. So it's getting better for every fight I take. It's better.
What's getting better?
So that nervous part before the fight.
He can handle his nervous. It's what I was going to say. Everybody's nervous before the fight, but it's the important thing is to handle it. How you handle it. Everybody's is nervous before their fight, not to get beat up or hit, to lose and make a fool out of themselves. That's how it is.
Yeah, I would say it took me about 15-20 fights until I really could get, what do you say, my best out in a fight to perform at my best, at the best level.
Yeah.
So yeah, that all it'll grow, and eventually you perform better in fights than you do in training. But in the beginning, it's really hard.
It's really, really hard.
It is hard.
Psychologically.
It is very hard.
People, they think that if you're nervous, you're scared. You're not scared. It's just that you're more concentrated. It's good to be nervous.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's a difference between scared and nervous.
You know, that first fight, it was the most nasty feeling I had ever had before. It was like cameras everywhere and a lot of people and, you know, lights and...
Yeah, but that's what I said.
It was like really, really nasty.
It's a very common and normal thing to be nervous, but you have to be able to handle it and get the best out of it. Look at Sasha. He has 110 fights. He never handled it. That's why he looked like he does now.
But to be honest, it's also a lot of characteristics. I can say still it's... I remember that was one of the things about Badou. For those of you listening, Badou come from this club.
Badou Jack.
The world champion.
He came from this club.
Yeah, exactly. He started out this club. He had like his first 80, 90 fights for this club. And one of the things that, because we started competing about the same time, and one of the things that was weird was that he wasn't nervous for his fights. I was terrified.
I can tell you funny things, like when he fought like his second or third fight, I get very nervous when my fighter is going to fight because I want him to perform good. And he tells me, Saj, be relaxed. I feel fine. I'm not nervous. Don't be nervous, he tells me. And he knocks the guy out right away.
Yeah,
and another fight, he goes like the second round, and I tell him, man, let's go home. Knock him out, and he knocks him right away.
Yeah.
So he's really, really good in the head, you know.
I thought that was almost weird with him because he was, to be honest, even at this club, he was never the best fighter. We had plenty of good fighters. Of course, we had good competition here at the club, but he was never the best, but he always performed the best. And that's just a mental part of the game.
Yeah, he could handle the pressure.
Yeah, but, you know,
that's a very important.
I mean, look at his fights now. He's fighting the best all the time, and he's still performing every time. He's doing better than expected from people. I know what he can do, and he does so good. You know, nobody fights like he does. You know, like fight the best every time. He doesn't have like a tune-up fight or anything.
Yeah, but that's really interesting because we had another guy here at the club who was actually considered better than Badou the whole time. A guy named Babakar Kamara, and he actually beat Alexander Usyk in the amateurs. But still, he had a hard time performing at his best in the big fights in general. And eventually Badou took over, took control and ran with it. However, let's move over to the professional fights coming up here. Let's start with boxing, because I think we have a really good event coming up here in this weekend. Sergey Kovalev versus Vyacheslav Shabransky. For those of you who don't know Shabransky, he was a really good amateur. His only defeat is to Sullivan Barrera in a fight where he knocked Barrera down. It was a really good fight. I think this is going to be a really tough fight. What do you guys think?
I think this fight will show Kovalev's be or not to be, because his last fight against Ward, he was a disappointment. He gave up. He complained, starting to complain about low blows. Everybody knows when you're in a fight, you get low blows, you let the referee take a point away or whatever, and you just continue. He just gave up. And Sasha always says Ward took his heart and his soul, and he did. So this weekend is just going to be Kovalev's be or not to be. So we'll see.
Yeah, but the thing is, Kovalev, even if he wins spectacular, who cares? Shabransky, who's that?
No, but then
nobody knows who that is.
But he is a good fighter.
Even if Kovalev wins a couple of fights, people are gonna remember the Ward fight that he gave up.
Yeah, that's true.
But a real pussy.
But that might be true. But you must also remember Roberto Duran when he fought Leonard.
Yeah,
he made a complete fool out of himself. People hated on him for a long time, but when he came back fighting all these tough fighters, I mean, he went up even fighting Marvin Hagler and did a great fight. People forget about that.
Who's Kovalev gonna fight that compares to Hagler, that Duranko fight?
He can fight Bivol. He can fight what's his name? The other Russian, Beterbiev. He can fight Badou. He can fight a lot of guys. He can fight Adonis Stevenson.
He gave up like a pussy. I don't want to see him anymore.
That's bullshit.
Real pussy.
Yeah, he did. He was a disappointment in that fight, but you have to give him a second chance because he's a top class fighter. Sasha, he beat Ward the first fight.
Yeah,
they robbed him.
Look at the record if he beat him.
Yeah, but they robbed him.
Yeah, but the first fight against Ward, he should have won. Yeah. And then in the second fight,
no.
Yes, he should have.
Fair and square.
You gotta.
Fair and square.
I think sometime we're gonna look at that together and commentate on it together, because it's so obvious that Kovalev wins at least 6 rounds.
It's fair to be square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That all makes sense.
Hey, Green Machine, did you see the fight?
No, I didn't see the fight.
You don't watch boxing so much.
I watch boxing a little bit when it's now Lomachenko have a fight next week, so for sure I'm going to.
It's not next week. It's in
2 weeks, right? 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. The 9th of December.
December 9th. Who you got?
It's December 9th.
Both of them are like crazy technical in the boxing. So
who you got? I'm not asking how good they are. I'm asking who you think is gonna win.
Yeah,
we should mention the other guy is Guillermo Rigondiaux.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Both of them are like really, really technical in the boxing. So, but it's like 2 different styles. So, I don't know. Who do you think, guys, is going to win this fight? It's really hard to.
I have Lomachenko because he's the bigger guy. But if you look at it, he's not that much bigger. They say it's 2 weight classes between them, but Lomachenko is not that big in what you call it? Lightweight.
Lightweight, I think.
So I think more or less it's going to be like 1 weight class in between them, and
I think it's actually the junior lightweight.
Junior lightweights. Yeah.
Is he taller? Lomachenko is taller.
Lomachenko is taller, but you got to understand this fight is very special.
About the same height, actually.
Lomachenko is a little taller, but this,
I think I was like a dwarf.
Yeah, but listen, this fight is very special because these 2 boxing styles has fought each other so many times in the amateurs, and this is the first time 2 Olympic gold medal winners fight each other in the pro.
Two-time gold medal.
Two-time gold medal winners fight each other. So it's going to be a very competitive, very close fight, I think. But I have Lomachenko, but I would not be surprised if Rigondiaux.
I would actually say, if you're a betting man, it's not a bad bet to place money on Rigondiaux because 4.5 times the money.
Is he the underdog? Or?
Yeah, he's a big time underdog.
You guys are explaining how Lomachenko can win. How can Rigondiaux win?
Well, he can use his feet,
win?
and as soon as that left hand of his is maybe the fastest punch in boxing.
Listen,
so as soon as Lomachenko comes into distance, he hits him with that punch and moves.
Okay.
Hit him and move.
Let me tell you something, okay? So you all understand. People who fought Lomachenko has never seen anything like that in their life. They never fought anything like Lomachenko. Rigondiaux has. That's the secret. And that's the key for Rigondiaux to win. He knows how to handle Lomachenko-style fighters. But I still think Lomachenko is going to be like a half step ahead of Rigondiaux all the time. But
he's younger also.
Yeah, he's young. He's younger. He's a little bit bigger. He has the little bit more advantage. But like I said, Rigondiaux has fought Lomachenko's so many times in the amateurs, so it's nothing new for him to fight Lomachenko.
But still, I would say Lomachenko hasn't, the typical Eastern European style. He has a very unique style.
Let me break it down. Look, Rigondiaux, look, he's from Cuba. When they come to America, they get a little bit of money, a lot of money. They don't train as good like they did before when they lived in Cuba, you know.
Yeah, but that's not the case with Rigondiaux.
It is. He gets knocked down in from shit fighters. Lomachenko, he doesn't get hit at all almost.
Yeah, but you got to understand, he's going to step up his game to 100% when he fights Lomachenko.
Lomachenko is southpaw, right?
They are both.
They're both southpaw.
Both
are
southpaw.
southpaw.
Wow, what a big
I
fight.
think it's hard for Rigondiaux to come back to his top form like it was before. He didn't train so good.
I think he's going to step up real good. He's going to step up 100% for this fight. So
I think Lomachenko is going to have too high tempo for him, you know.
Okay.
Take over the fight.
We can say like this.
So you don't think that Lomachenko has fight somebody like Rigondiaux before, but
Of course
Rigondiaux...
No. Both guys.
You said something before.
No, I said anybody who fought Lomachenko, because Lomachenko is superior.
Yeah.
I think in a year or two, you can class him as pound for pound best boxer of all time, because he's very, very, very special. But what I'm saying is that Rigondiaux has fought guys like Lomachenko so not only once, he so many times. They have over 400 amateur fights, these guys, okay? And Lomachenko has fought guys like Rigondiaux many, many times.
Okay, then I understand.
So it's going to be very competitive. Both guys...
Rigondiaux gets hit and he sits on his ass.
But
That is not good.
one thing to remember also is that Rigondiaux has had 17 professional fights, while Lomachenko has only had 10. So it is a bit of a gap, experience gap there. But also the height, Lomachenko is a little bit taller, but not that much, and the reach is about the same.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, that if he has 17 pro fights, the other one, that doesn't matter. They have so many amateur fights, and they've been fighting each other's styles so many times. You know how it is in the Olympics, in the World Championships. They always end up in the semifinals, finals. They every time. Ukrainians, Russians, Cubans. There's always.
Come to the point. You're talking a lot of shit.
But I would actually.
That was the point.
Who's gonna win, asshole?
That I told you. Do you have ears or what? I think Lomachenko, but I will not be surprised if Rigondiaux wins. But I believe Lomachenko is going to win.
So you think it's going to be full time in this fight, or
It's gonna go all 12 rounds. I think. Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. But I would disagree a bit with you, because professional experience do matter. Because if you look at Lomachenko's first or second fight when he fought Salido,
It do matter. It does matter.
Yeah, it does matter. He lost that fight mainly to experience to Salido, because Salido is a very experienced fighter.
You're not listening to me. I agree. Professional experience matters a lot. But what I'm saying is, in this particular fight, when they're fighting each other, it doesn't matter. When they're fighting each other, because they fought their style so many times in the amateur. So this is nothing to do with professional or amateur. They fought each other's style so many times. What are you not getting?
Well, I think there's a lot that Sasha is not getting, but
that's Petrov.
Now we went on a.
What are you not getting? What is that? What does that mean?
What are you not getting? What doesn't go through your goddamn head?
However, we took a detour there. Let's go back to the event this weekend. We also have Jason Sosa versus Yuriorkis Gamboa. Gamboa would say is really the typical case of a Cuban fighter who is extremely talented but just couldn't keep it together.
Now you can talk about what you said before, Sasha, because now it's
all of these fighters.
It's not all of them.
Rigondiaux, all of them. There's more probably too. There are a lot of more. All of them. All of the Cubans do this.
Sometimes I'm so embarrassed to sit in the same studio as this dork because he's talking so much shit.
Anyways, there's more. I must say, this fight card is so good. We also have Sullivan Barrera, the Cuban fighter who fought Ward and who's fought a lot of good fighters, fighting a guy who's only loss is to Dimitri Bivol, Felix Valera from the Dominican Republic. Really good fighter. And that's just like the third fight from the end. And there's a lot of other undefeated Eastern Europeans on this fight card who's really been looking solid. So I would recommend a lot of all you people out there to take a look at this event, because
boring fighters, the Europeans. They don't have.
Really?
Once again a Petrov. Once again a Petrov.
You think that
you live in the 80s still? You still live in the 80s?
They have the German style boxing.
No, they don't have a German
style. Golovkin has a German style boxing.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yes. All right. And Kovalev as well.
Yes.
You're doing another Petrov here. And for those of you who don't know, we say a Petrov, that's when he says something really stupid.
I was just going to ask, where did you get Petrov from? Because it's
okay. Let me take that story. His name is Alexander Petrov, and then when they moved to Sweden, they want to become Swedes, so they changed their names to Lindgren.
Is that true, Sasha?
No, I'm a Lindgren.
No. His name. So every time he says something stupid, like he has been doing since we started this episode, we say he did a Petrov again.
Okay, I understand. Okay.
Really, really bad choice.
You should knock them out, Sasha.
Yeah. Actually, that answer. I'm gonna say something. I want to say something today. Actually, I was with his twin brother today, and he was talking to their mother, and she said she was so happy that I'm so close to Sasha because she's worried about him, like that he can't handle himself. And I said, don't worry, I'll take care of him. But soon I'm giving up the hope soon,
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on with some UFC fights, because this weekend we have one of the most extraordinary comebacks.
Yeah.
In Michael Bisping.
I was
coming
very
up
surprised.
Only 3 weeks after losing to Georges St. Pierre, he makes a comeback against Kelvin Gastelum.
I like that because he did a really bad performance against what's his name, St. Pierre.
Yeah.
It's crazy because that was a tough fight. I mean, in that first round, he was really hurt.
I think Bisping did well, but Georges St. Pierre is a hell of a fighter. So I think that he was. a lot better
What
than
do you like
Bisping.
about Bisping? I don't understand what people
Listen,
like about
you
it.
can say whatever you want about Bisping. He got guts. He's got heart. 3 weeks after a big fight like that.
No, that's okay, but he's not a good fighter.
Oh, but he's a badass.
I know what Sasha means. He's not like.
You know what?
I don't like him.
Yeah,
He's technical
I
flawed.
don't like his fighting style or
But he makes up for a lot of it with heart. And however, I think he's gonna lose this fight. I actually put money on him, or on Kelvin Gastelum. I put money on him when he was at 1.58 times the money. At this moment, it's 133. So a lot of people apparently have been doing the same thing.
Gastelum is an animal.
he's
Yeah, he's
young,
really good.
he's hungry,
Yeah,
he's.
and he's vicious.
I think that he's going to knock Bisping out.
But Bisping has routine, you know.
Yeah, but I think Gastelum is gonna. I don't think
And
will
it's
go
a
to-
5-round fight. It's not looking good for Bisping, I think. But however, Gastelum, he's undersized for his weight class. He is smaller than his opponents. But I don't think it's gonna matter. However,
Have you ever seen a disappointing fight with Gastelum?
I thought his performance against what's his name? He's lost where he lost Chris Weidman. I think his fight to grow. I think he underestimated the ground game of Weidman.
Yeah, but you never get. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like he never disappoints you.
No.
He fight even if he loses. He fights. You know, like
There's been a few fights a bit earlier on where I was against Tyrone Woodley, against was it Johnny Hendricks? I didn't think he performed very good. I think it was, and there's been a couple of other.
I haven't seen one fight that I'm disappointed in. I think he's like an animal.
And I agree with you. He's a
Yeah,
showman.
I do agree with that, but he has
I
performed
think
bad.
Bisping is gonna win this fight.
All right. I don't think
really,
so.
I really like the way that he wants to come back and show the world that he's back. I don't even like him as a fighter, but I think he's gonna take this one.
I think Gastelum is gonna win.
He's a badass. However, this fight card is not very good if you look at the other fights. I think they're just trying to promote a lot of fighters down in it's in Macau, I think, or if it's Shanghai. So they're trying to sell it to the Chinese audience, and there's a lot of Asian names on there, and it's not a very good fight card, to be honest.
If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think UFC has. What was it? The Bisping card that was good. Yeah, it was, right.
Yeah, the Madison Square Garden card.
The one where what's his name? The karate guy. What's his name?
Stephen Thompson and Masvidal.
Yeah, that was the same card, right?
Yeah.
That was the first good card I've seen in a long time.
I think that might be the best UFC card of all time.
Yeah,
actually.
but have you seen good UFC cards lately?
No, actually, it's
been pretty boring.
bad. Yeah.
They've been pretty boring.
Don't forget David Tamer against Drakkar Klose.
Yes.
Now December 2 is going
Yeah,
for
we're
his-
gonna go through that next week. But what do you think? You're training with Tamer, right?
He's looking unbelievable.
Who is he fighting?
Drakkar Klose. I think he's from
Germany, man.
Germany,
What's it
right?
close?
Yeah, he's undefeated and he's really, really tough guy.
Guys, remember
But,
that soccer player, football player,
Yeah,
Closer?
yeah.
He scored with the head. He was like the best ever on head.
I believe in David Tamer. He's looking unbelievable. He's like an animal.
Yeah, we had him here before. I think he has the best stand-up in the lightweight division.
I think so.
And that
Yeah.
says a lot, because you have Conor McGregor, you have Barbosa, you have a lot of fighters. I think Tamer beats them all because he has a more solid. He has the fundamentals, the technical fundamentals.
And he has heart, real
Yeah.
heart. Viva Las Vegas.
Ho, 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 ho.
Yeah, David Tamer, who was a guest here, it's funny actually. He used to fight on my fights undercard.
Yeah.
It's really.
And the last fight he had, I think he was on the co-main event. I think
Yeah, he fought. What's his name? Lando
Vanata.
Vanata.
Yeah, Lando Vanata, and he did
real
a
good
hell of a
fight
fight.
there,
yeah.
Yeah. I actually,
that's one of the best performances I've seen out of a.
I think he
Swedish
can be world
fighter
champion,
overall,
David
you know.
Tamer.
Finish talking. What the fuck?
Don't interrupt our guest.
No.
Don't kill me,
When
Sasha.
David fought Vanata, that's one of the best performances that a Swedish fighter has done ever.
Yeah, one of the top. I think Alexander Gustafsson has a couple of good cases as well.
But I say one of the best.
I did actually 2 rounds sparring with David Tamer, and man, my gosh, he's an animal. He's really, really tough.
Yeah.
Really, really good stand-up. And don't forget his brother, Daniel Tamer. They are, both of them are like really, really good.
He's little Mike Tyson, Daniel Tamer.
It's really bad that he had to take that first UFC fight on such a short notice in a weight class where he doesn't belong.
He fight with a broken hand, 3 rounds.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
He was so much better than that other guy.
He lost, but in the long run, it's a win for him.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna come back.
Absolutely.
I like them both brothers too.
He's really good.
They're really tough.
And they're really funny
Technical
characters
fighters.
as well.
Yeah, when you see them, when you talk to them, they are like really, really nice and kind people, and they have a lot of respect. And no, I like those 2 guys.
Yeah.
They are training hard. They are like training, eating, shitting, sleeping, training, eating, like every day.
Yeah.
They are just like...
I actually got to know them when they were small little kids because my barber was their older brother. And I used to go there to get my hair cut, and he brought these little kids, and they got to hear that I was in boxing, and we started talking, and they were going to start Thai boxing, but they weren't sure, and so on. Small little kids, and it was just so funny because you could see they were ferocious, those little brothers.
Don't forget that their big brother,
Gabriel
Tamer, he's my barber also, and he's a hell of a fighter
He's a
too.
good fighter too.
Yeah, I heard
All the 3 of them are like incredible.
Yeah.
Viva Las Vegas.
Ho ho ho.
Yeah. So that's a good fight. We're gonna go into that more, but
That would be cool if he fought Gabriel, the barber, Tamer.
Yeah.
Gabriel, the barber Tamer.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
if you're ever around the Bromma hoods here in Stockholm, go get a haircut at
like in
Gabriel.
Brommaplan.
Yeah, he's really good. I used to go there for quite some time. Anyways, so we do have outside of that, it's not much going on for this weekend. So anything else been going on in your lives?
I'm looking forward to the semifinals in the World Boxing Super Series. I think that's what's going on in boxing now, besides the Lomachenko and Rigondiaux fight. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah, there's some good fights coming up over there. And the weekend after that, when on the Tamer, when Tamer is fighting on that fight card, there's quite some. There's a lot of good fights.
Where is
going
that?
on.
Where is that show gonna be?
I think
Las
in
Vegas.
Detroit, right?
Let me check it out. Yeah, Detroit, Michigan,
right?
really good. Huh?
And the head card is Max Holloway, Jose Aldo.
Yes.
Okay, who do you think gonna win there?
Oh my gosh, unbelievable fight.
Who do you
Max
think?
Holloway has been so great now in
That's
his
my
last
favorite
fight.
fighter. I think
And,
it's my favorite fighter in the UFC.
I believe in
Max
the kid.
Holloway.
You know, Jose Aldo is like an old guy now. He has
He's
done a
finished,
lot of.
man. He's finished.
He's finished.
But-
But don't
You're not gonna underestimate him.
blink, because he's dangerous. He's really
One thing
dangerous.
to remember about Jose Aldo is that he's been training at Garcia Brothers gym. The Robert Garcia is his boxing trainer, and he's been sparring a lot with Mikey Garcia, who's a world-class boxer. So
think
and
he has- I don't
he
think
he actually wants to become a professional boxer. He just wants to fight out his contract for the UFC.
I don't think he has the right, how you say, think. He doesn't-
Mentality.
Since he been knocked
he's not
out,
he's not gonna be a good boxer.
I don't recognize the guy since he been knocked out.
Yeah,
he's not
yeah.
good.
Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah, Conor took his heart. He really
It
did.
was like I don't know.
Same way
It's not
War,
the same thing.
The same way War took Kovalev's heart.
But I must say, he fought really good against me in my head. The guy who won the belt. in that fight. What's his name? The former lightweight champion. I'm losing it. Italian little guy who fought BJ Penn twice, defeated BJ Penn twice. What's his name? Oh,
Frankie Edgar.
yeah, Frankie Edgar. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, my
But I
memory.
knew Frankie Edgar.
Yeah,
Frankie Edgar
but Frankie Edgar lost twice to Jose Aldo. And one of those were after he fought McGregor, and that was a really good fight from Jose Aldo. I thought actually he was back after that.
I still think Max Holloway is going to win because I saw Max Holloway here in Stockholm for the first time. He fought Akira Korosani.
Yeah.
And Akira Korosani he knocked him out.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
Really,
Akira
really
was
bad.
Akira wasn't at his best at that time, but after that, I started following Max Holloway, and he's just improving every fight, improving.
I want to see a fight between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. Actually,
already fought.
it's like
no.
Yeah, but Max Holloway was really young at that point in
Yeah.
time.
Still, they already
I think
fought.
he's ready to move up for.
Yeah.
Listen,
But you never know
Max
where.
Holloway has done like the best fight against McGregor, and that was a long time ago. So now maybe he can win.
Yeah, but you never know where McGregor is today. He made so much money out of that Floyd fight. You don't see him no more. Like I saw a clip.
Is it
of
true
him.
that he's sitting on a boat and smoking a joint?
I don't know, but I saw a clip.
I have saw a picture, but I don't know if it's true.
What did you say? McGregor fought Holloway.
But I saw a clip last week at Bellator that when McGregor jumped in and started pushing the referee,
Yeah. The referee,
slapping a guy who works there, like I don't know.
That was really some crazy behavior because he was just there as a spectator.
Yeah.
To jump into the ring like that was so...
If I was the referee, I would knock him out.
But you know what? I said before the Floyd Mayweather fight, I said this might be Conor's last fight. I don't think he has that hunger no more. He made so much money, you know. What did he make in the UFC as most? $7-8 million?
$3-4 million.
I think, you know, with sponsors
last
and
fight.
everything, I think he made
6-7.
the most he made was like, $6 to $8 million. And from that, go and make $140 million. He's set for life, you know. He don't need to do nothing. It's hard to keep that hunger, you know.
So you don't think he's going to come back, or
I think
is
I
this
think
the
he
end,
will.
or-
No, I think he will because of his ego, like I'm still here, but I don't think he's going to perform as good.
Yeah, I think
I
the hunger
understand.
is...
I think the hunger is gone. He made so much money. Why are we in this sport? We're in this sport to make a little future for ourselves, right? He made so much money. He's already there. You know, he's never going to make that amount of money. Yeah. How can you make $140 million, then go back to the UFC and fight for $4 million?
Yeah,
It's not.
It's a big difference.
You understand? And keep the like.
Yeah,
What do you call it? The hunger and the mental to train hard. And,
motivation.
yeah, the
Let's
motivation.
go on, man. Look, now
Sasha.
you have a fight now on Saturday. We're gonna show it on Facebook when you knock him out. Okay, promise me.
Yeah,
The green.
I'm
machine
going
is
for the
back.
knockout.
The green machine.
So the green machine. Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to... One more fight in this fight card. Alistair Overeem versus Francis Ngannou. I think it's a really interesting heavyweight fight.
Do you think Alistair Overeem still got it?
No, but sort of. He's still a top-level fighter, but I think Francis just has to touch his chin, and it's gonna be.
That's
good
what I
night.
was saying. He don't have no chin.
Yeah, he's been knocked out.
Chinny.
He's been knocked out the most time out of all UFC fighters, and I don't think that's very healthy. If he doesn't get some sort of sustain some injuries, long-term injuries from this, I don't know if I'm gonna trust science at all, because if you get knocked out that many times and like completely knocked out the way he's been knocked out, that can't be good for your brain.
And for you people out there, if you think I look a little bit distracted, it's because I've been thinking about two things during this episode. Of course, to talk about this, but the other thing is, I wonder if Sasha's IQ is as much as this ball or this ball. That's the question for you guys for next week.
What do you say to that?
Look at him. Just look at his expression.
Fuck you, asshole.
Just look at his expression.
Fuck you, asshole.
Exactly. Nothing better can come out of his mouth.
Anyways, we're running out of time. Anything you want to get off your chest, Nabbe?
No, not really.
Yeah, you're all good.
Good luck from the Ringcorner on Saturday.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to see you fight
Show
on
the
Saturday.
We'll show the fight on Facebook.
And then fight the Swedish Championship and then go pro.
Yeah, that's the goal, to go pro now this summer.
Yeah, and you're from the right gym. We're gonna have the owner on in short, who runs All Star. It's
Probably next episode.
probably best gym in Europe and one of the top gyms in the world actually these days. So yeah, best of luck to you and all you people. Continue to follow us, like and share, and tell your friends about us.
If you want to learn something new every time, listen to me.
One more thing. You can see my fight on www.kimura.se.
Kimura.
Kimura, like
Kimura.
the submission.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, thanks to all of you. Follow us on YouTube
Peace.
and so on.
Thank you. Bye.